Yes, so my people, this is Niki Tall, aka the Oyinbo boy, and I'm live on Simple TV. For those who don't know me, I'm Niki Tall, aka the Oyinbo boy. I'm a Greek German. My father's from Greece, my mother's from Germany. Somehow I ended up being in Nigeria. Life has played me out that way, and I'm very, very happy about it because what Nigeria has done for me and what my life has changed too because of the love and passion that I have for Nigerian music is undescribable. So if you want to follow up the story, just go on Google, type in Niki Tall. You can do your research. Everything is there. Actually, my interest in Nigeria started back in 2008. That was the time I started to go to the nightlife, start to join the nightlife. My older brother took me out to the club for the very first time. And I was in Germany back then. I was around 17 years old at that time. And that was the time when there was a Nigerian DJ, shout out to Larry Zafari. He was the one who introduced me to Nigerian music. And I was a musician already before. I'm coming from a musical family with a musical background. And that DJ was the first person who played Congwaso for me. And by that time, around 2008, that was a song that was raining. And I made a cover of that song, and that song went viral back then. Like this cover went viral on YouTube. So that was how everything started with Nigeria and Niki Tall. And then over all those years, around 2015, while I was still doing like my thing for more than 7 years without even visiting the country, that's a surprising thing. I actually learned the pidgin from outside. I didn't learn the pidgin in Nigeria. So then in 2015, I came for the very first time. And that was the moment I really deeply fell in love with Nigeria. And since that time, I'm in and out at least 1-2 times a year. There's actually not a big magic to that name. My nickname, my real name is Nicolas. And my nickname always used to be Nikki. It was not Nick or Nico, it was always Nikki. And since I'm like, 6'4", 6'5", around that, people started to call me Niki Tall. So it was a name been given to me when I started as a DJ. So it was like DJ Niki Tall. And then later on, like, removed the DJ and it was just Niki Tall remaining. To me, I actually started everything mutually at the same time. That was, I was a musician already before. I started playing the guitar and drums and keys by the age of 6 to 7. And Greek traditional instruments attached to it. And then later around that age, when I was like 13, 14, this is when I had my first computer, and this is where I tried to, how do I get like a guitar to be recorded into the computer? And this is where the journey as a producer started on its own. And then, it was like everything at the same time, I would say. And I added singing and the vocals into it when I was 16, 17. Before the age of 17, I did not really sing or rap or did anything of that. The time when I got in contact with Nigerian music, that was around 2007, 2008. These were the days of Congwaso, Yauze, Tubaba songs, P-Square, Mo hits. So that was the era I see myself where I belong to when I fell in love with Nigerian music. To me, it was the sound and the rhythm, and it was the language. Like Pidgin English, it don't sweep me for that time. So, and Yoruba, especially Yoruba. Like I didn't understand any word, but only like me listening to the language, it sounded sweet to me. So that was the whole, what got me into it. I'm not gonna go that political side. Because since 2015 till now, I have so much love for this country, and I would love to see that country going into a direction where things are going well for its people, you know, because one of the most beautiful things about Nigeria is the people. That is one of the most beautiful things that I can say that I've discovered over here in Nigeria. Of course, there are other nice things too that you see environment-wise, but the people on its own, that is what is amazing. when I say when it comes to Nigeria. So since 2015, what has changed? Can I say something has changed? I think I personally changed. I was more able to adapt more and more to what is going on. So right now, even the traffic self to reach for that side, now 4 hours, you know, go consign me again like it used to be. So, what should I say? It is what it is at the end of the day. We love it. The love that I've been receiving for the past, let's say more than 14 years right now is overwhelming. And it's like, I don't take that for granted. That is actually the main thing what keeps everything going. Because music has like its own timing, you know, you can be relevant one day, you can be irrelevant the other day. You have a hit song that is trending for like 2-3 months, then after that you need to look out for another hit song. But this kind of love, anytime when I post things about Nigeria, when I'm here, when I'm interacting with like people, or when I'm like doing some certain things, the love that is coming back is like so refreshing. And that's what I would say, this is the most beautiful thing in my career, where I can personally say, okay, no matter if the music is trending at the moment or if it's not trending, but there is like a level of love that I always feel and that I always give back and that always brings me back, you know. So it's not like I have to check my statistics on the online analyzation to say, okay, now I got a hot song here, it's time to go to Nigeria. I come here anytime, regardless of what is going on. See, I'm happy to see that I was a witness of the growth of Afrobeats globally. At the same time in Nigeria, but the way I remember when I started playing Afrobeats as a DJ back in Germany around 2009, 2010, there were just like a very few songs people were familiar with. And the whole kind of like Afrobeats movement was not really, I think it was not even called Afrobeats at that point. At that time when I started listening to it, there was not even like a specific name for that one. It was more like a music that comes from Nigeria, let's put it that way. And I'm so happy and so proud to see that this became the biggest genre of the world right now, because that's what it is. Afrobeats is dominating the whole world at the moment. Everybody is looking up to Afrobeats for now. So what used to be in the early 2000s, what we've been looking up to America, I think this is what people that are growing up right now listening to music, this is what Nigerian music is to them right now. That's my own personal opinion. I recently just dropped like 2 singles. One of them was the Yemisi remix alongside Juma B and DJ Bado, which was produced by myself. And the other one was like an international collaboration with a lady from Turkey, where I tried to introduce Amapiano sound together with Turkish pop. And that song is called Yildiz alongside Ilatun. These were like the last 2 projects that I've been working on in this year. But for 2023, I really like want to buzz the market, you know, really to drop singles like almost every month. That's the way I'm seeing it right now. Work more through TikTok and use like the modern latest way of promoting songs to get my music out there. You know, because that's like one of the biggest challenges, I would say, for someone that started in when CDs were fading out and social media start to join, to get to TikTok right now. That is, I think, the latest one on. And this is like for 2023, this is like my own personal challenge and own personal goal to release music in the way that it's supposed to be done by now. To me, what defines success is you as an artist. Do you have fans out there all over the world, or in Nigeria, or locally? God knows. Even if it's 50 people, or if it's 100 people, or no matter if it's 50,000 people, do you have, as an artist, fans that are willing to buy a ticket to see a live show? Or are they willing to buy like a shirt of you or anything? This is where I would say this is success to me. because all these streamings and streaming farms and what comes with it through all these kind of social media and everything that is on the net, all these numbers that we're seeing on YouTube or on Spotify and all these platforms, or Instagram even self, that one, let's talk the truth, that one is, most of the times it's fake, you know? And this is not like, I'm not carried away by those numbers anymore. So to me, it's like, can you really sell out? You know, you can't fake people buying your tickets, attending to your show. So that is where I would say this is success. All these other things, like if you collect any award, this is another way of politics too, you know? So it's you and your fans. If this interaction is strong, that's all what matters. That's what I do intentionally most of the times. When I'm producing right now songs, any music that you want to release, even if it's commercial pop music or let's say world music, there's always a touch of Afrobeats getting into this one right now. Because that's what we're hearing on all those records that are not coming out of the African market. They're coming out from other parts of the world, but still they sound somehow African to me. So I think this is right now the period of time where this is like happening automatically. And especially when I touch my hand into the production, I always make sure there's something that reminds you of, oh, this might come from Nigeria or from Africa. To me, the most favorite part of music is the transition into a lonely day in the studio where you're there fully alone creating the song and having the idea one day you're going to be standing on the stage, people singing your song. And that transition to lonely studio days to well celebrated live performance moments where you have like people interacting with you in the song that you've created, that is kind of like the most beautiful thing about it, to me. The music scene in Germany is a quite interesting market that has his own development over the past 20 years, I would say, especially when it comes to German rap music. Because I have a German rap label back in Germany. Shout out to my guys, Macher Musik. Familie ist da. Und yes, the German music market is a very interesting market on its own too, because we have almost 85 million people by now, and almost everyone has accessible data, internet, streaming, and all of that, you know? So that makes the whole market very lively, I would say. Plus, we have surrounding countries that are German speaking as well. So there's like, if you have a song that is big in Germany, it crosses over maybe to Austria, Switzerland, you know, and that makes the whole thing a little bit way more spicy, you know. There are like different influences coming inside Germany, and there are a lot of artists that are really doing good and which are getting like international recognition by now. For example, there's like a rap singer who's called Luciano, and he recently just got like major recognition from somebody like 50 Cent, you know, and the German market has been really going strong in the past years, I would say. On my musical journey, first when I started being like a cover artist where I covered other people's songs and where I like doing my remixes to it, that was the moment I was all over Europe, like the opening act to so many shows. So I worked with, I opened the stage for Bracket, Timaya, Flavor, Kiss Daniel, Odisha Femi. Those were around that time, 2013, 14, 15. 16, and then around 2017, like I had my major live performance, which was like the one where I featured Nice on stage on the One Africa Music Festival in London. So that was kind of like the pre-work before I started really doing my own shows, let's say as a headline artist, mostly around Europe. Because I've built my brand, I think, more from Europe, and then later on it got accepted in Nigeria. That's, I think, the way the journey came from. So yeah, just to mention those artists. Then yeah, I have a song with Ice Prince, which I'm very proud of, and I've worked with many artists, like so many artists that I've produced for, and I'm a kind of person, you know, I'm my own. I plan my own movements, so there's like rather you are famous or you're not so famous or you're upcoming. As long as I love the sound, I work with anybody. So I could not even mention like how many songs I've touched my hand on right now. Next year, I want to come out with a release strategy which says I release a song every 4 to 6 weeks, and really disturb like the whole TikTok and Instagram, social media, Reel, and all of these games with different challenges and different ways of plugging the songs. As well, still going out to the old traditional way of promoting songs, but really like what I want to do in 2023 is like consistency and just bringing out so much music, because at the end of the day, I believe any energy you push out in the universe, it has to go somewhere, you know. And since there are people there on my social media following my posts and all of that, why not giving them music, you know? So that's the idea for next year. As much as collaborations as possible, as many songs as possible, because I've been doing that for like such a long time that I'm not worried about the quality anymore. It's more about like getting it out and just waiting for a right moment, something to happen. Because there's one philosophy I believe in, luck exists when opportunity meets preparation. And this is how I would say, as more songs you deliver, as higher is the chance that something is picking up from somewhere. That's how I studied the game right now, and that's what I want to do for next year. Branding is a very important point when it comes to that one. Of course, you have to believe in your music, and you have to be in the way presentable what is currently the way how you're supposed to be set up as an artist. That's what I would say. You can't be staying at home. You don't even have an Instagram account. You expect your career to go somewhere. I would say this is not even possible anymore in 2023 to achieve a taste of success. So that's why I would say package yourself. All these apps, most of them, they are free. So you can just package yourself properly, do one professional photo shoot, do a nice song, maybe save up for like one music video, and then the rest you just create content around the song. And then you see, maybe with a little bit of luck or maybe with a lot of consistency, you will see your things going somewhere. And it doesn't really matter about the numbers in the first place. What I can advise you, don't buy fake views, don't buy fake followers or any one of that. If you have 100 solid fans that are listening to your product, these 100 fans, if each of these persons is recommending your music to another person, that makes 200 new fans the next day after tomorrow. So the journey starts from there. So I would say don't get discouraged. Don't feel like that, oh, just because you're not there, you can't go to the next level. Everybody starts from somewhere, and nobody wants to see himself as a beginner doing something. So it's not just about music. Anything you want to try to see in life. You know how many people don't start things just because of that reason? They don't want to see themselves on the starting point. They just want to see themselves when they believe in something. They want to see the end of result immediately before they start. So just start, and then you're already like ahead of the majority of people around you. That's what I would say. Oh, yes, I don't eat amala a lot of times. I love so many Nigerian foods, but sad to say, amala is not one of them that I like. I've tried it 7 times in 7 different areas, and each of them, I think, is just not for me. Amala, sorry. Me and you, we not go work out. I don't try for you. Dance and sing Yahoo's.
Yes.
Yahoo, yeah, ooh. That's how we did dance on those days, have you?
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
You know it.
Oh man, that song was big, man. Even till now, I get goosebumps when I hear it. Even when the fans are interacting to it, like because there's that part at the end where everybody is singing along to, you know, not just the chorus.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Big song, man.
It was a big song. Shout out to all the maintain. One love, my brother. No, I've not been to that side. In Pigeon. Yes, some people how far on a dinner. This is Niki Tall, aka the Oyinbo boy. As you see me, so I did here on Simple TV, and I did do interview for you now. So I hope so you go enjoy them, you go like them. I love you from the bottom of my heart. Nothing do you. Everywhere clear. Some of people, this is Niki Tall, the Oyinbo boy. I don't know for how long you've been following me. Maybe you've been following me since 2008 when I did my first Congwasso cover. Maybe you're just joining right now as you're seeing this one. Any one of them is fine to me. So thank you so much for being on my side. Thank you so much for taking your time, listening to the music, listening to the interviews. Check my posts on social media, interact with them. Thank you so much for all this love that I've been receiving for so many years and that is about to come. I will give my best. No, I'm making no go for your hand. So I beg make you no go for my hand too.